Share again. Hare Krishna. So please fold your hands. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo
Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Narayanam Namaskrityam
Narayanam Namaskrutyam.
Naram Chaiva Narottamam
Naram Cheva Narottamam.
Devim Saraswatim Vyasam
Devim Saraswatim Vyasam.
Tado Jayam Udhiraye
Tato Jaya Udiraet.
Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu
Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu.
Nityam Bhagavada Sevaya
Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya.
Bhagavadi Uttama Sloke
Bhagavati Uttam Sloke.
Bhaktir Bhavadi Naishtigim.
Bhaktir Bhavati Nestikam.
Jaya Jaya Sri Caitanya
Jaya Jaya Sri Caitanya.
Jaya Nityananda
Jaya Nityananda.
Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya
Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya.
Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Gora Bhakta Vrunda.
Jaya Jaya Sri Caitanya
Jaya Jaya Sri Caitanya.
Jaya Nityananda
Jaya Nityananda.
Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya
Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya.
Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Gora Bhakta Vrunda.
So we are reading from Sri Caitanya Caritamrita, chapter 3, Adi Leela, chapter 3, which is titled as The External Reasons of the Appearance of Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. It's a very esoteric section. It goes deep into the transcendental science, transcendental subject matter. So that's where it gives us that opportunity to differentiate ourselves from the material realm and takes us to the spiritual realm, where we can clearly see that why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared, manifested in this world. This entire chapter, Sri Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami explaining the previous chapters, the fourth verse, that explaining the external reasons of the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's appearance, why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, appeared in this world. So the one of the reason, many reasons, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami reveals in this chapter. The main reason, first of all, in this age of Kali, and as in the Bhagavatam, Sukadeva Goswami also mentioned this, the 1000 Divya Yuga is called one day of Brahma. So Lord appears, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, appears in one day of Brahma. I mean, it very clearly explains that which day, which time period that the Supreme Lord appears. So this Divya Yuga, this 4000 yugas or 1000 yuga cycle or 1000 Divya Yuga is divided into 14 manus. Each manu consists of around 71 Divya Yuga. That means 71 into 4. 1 Divya Yuga means 4 Yuga cycle. That is Krida, Treda, Dwapara and Kali Yuga. So this 27th Yuga, 27th Divya Yuga of this, we are on the 7th Manu, which is called Vaivasvata Manu. So every Manvantara start with that Divya Yuga. So 71 Divya Yuga is there. So we are on the 7th Divya Manvantara, which is Vaivasvata Manu. Now out of Vaivasvata Manu, we just passed 27 Divya Yugas. And on the 28th Divya Yuga, and in the 28th Divya Yuga, that is in the Kali Yuga. That means Krida, Treda, Dwapara. So at the end of the Dwapara Yuga, see, the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna appears. This is called the one day of Brahma. right? One day of Brahma. In that one day of Brahma, 27th Divya Yuga of Vaivasvata Manundara, Vaivasvata Manu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna appears. And then immediately after that, the end of the Dwapara Yuga, then that Kali Yuga, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also appears. He is none other than the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna. So, how it is clearly mentioned here in the Bhagavatam also, it's same. And Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami quoting from the various scriptures, Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, Upanishads, Puranas, and Vishnu Sahasranama, the quotes various scriptures about the appearance of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is none other than the Supreme Personality of Godhead. First of all, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami mentioned that when Krishna appears, Garga Muni manifested and came there for the naming ceremony of Krishna in the Nanda Bhavan, in the Goshala. Because of its hidingly, the Garga Muni was giving the name for Krishna. That time, when Garga Muni was holding Krishna and looking at Krishna, Garga Muni mentioned that this is not an ordinary personality. This is a great personality, comes in various other yugas. He comes in other yugas with white complexion. He comes in another yuga with red complexion. And he also comes within, Kali Yuga in a yellow complexion. But in this Dwapara Yuga, he came with a blue complexion. So this way, Gargamuni already mentioned that in Kali Yuga, the Lord appeared as in yellow complexion. So then Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami quoting that, which is Vaishambhayana, or the Vyasadev mentioned in the Sahasranama, Vishnu Sahasranama. In that Vishnu Sahasranama, it is also mentioned that even sage Vyasadev or Vaishambhayana mentioned this one, Suvarna Varna Hemango, Suvarna Varna Hemango. The golden complexion, yellowish, that golden complexion Lord appears, Suvarna Varna Hemango. Vadanam Chandana Angadi. Then Sanyasagrit Chamachanda, Sanyasagrit. So he will take up the sannyasa. He'll take up a position of a devotee. So this was Kaviraj Goswami, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami explaining that the Lord appeared in this age of Kali as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Suvarna Varna Hemango. He's a golden complexion. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has this very golden complexion. Then not only that, in also quoting, it says that Krishna Varnam Trisha Akrishnam Sango Pangarsha Parshadam Yajne Sankirtana Praya Yajandihi Sumadesaha Sumedasaha. Krishna Varnam Trisha Akrishnam. So Krishna Varnam Trisha Akrishnam. The Lord appears in Kali Yuga as Krishna Varnam Trisha Akrishnam, not in the color of bluish, Akrishnam. Sango Pangarsha Parshadam. But he only comes with his Anga Parshadam. So Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami very nicely explained about this Angas and Upangas. So Angas generally considered as the limbs of the body. So similarly, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appears, as his limbs, as his expansion, so Nityananda Prabhu and Advaita Acharya also appeared. So this is considered as Upa Angas or Angas. Then Upangas, then Srivas Prabhu, Gadadhara Pandit, and Srivas Acharya. Srivas Acharya also appeared. Gadadhara Pandit and Srivas. They also appeared as a Parshada, as Anga of the Lord. So similarly, when Lord appears, before Lord appears, this Lord's, the parents, like all the other, whoever is closely associated with the Krishna, also manifest in this world so that they all can assist in the pastimes of the Lord. Similarly, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also appears, all his associate Parshadas also comes into this world so that they all can participate in the pastimes of the Supreme Lord, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So this way, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami so nicely explains about that the Supreme Lord appeared in this age of Kali as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So, as is mentioned that Sango Pangarsha Parshadam Yajnai Sankirtana Praya. Yajnai Sankirtana Yajya, sacrifice of holy name. The Sankirtan. Yajnai Sankirtana Praya Yajandihi Sumeda Saha. In order to establish this holy name, this Sankirtan movement, so Chaitanya Mahaprabhu understood. And not only that, in this age of Kali, that in the Padma Purana, which is revealed that Harir Nama, Iva Kevalam, Kalau Nasteva, Gadaranyada. This is revealed in the Padma Purana, which is also compiled by Srila Vyasadeva. And in this age of Kali, there is no other way. Harir Nama, Iva Kevalam. But depends because of the effect, the rampant effect of the Kali Yuga, all these people, all these living entities are fall down like anything. Nothing can get into their heart. Nothing can get into their consciousness. Everybody is polluted in this universe. So devotees were prayed to the Supreme Lord. So when the adharma prevail in this world, as Krishna always reveals that in the Bhagavad Gita, whenever and wherever there is a decline of religious principles, O descendant of Bharata, I descend myself in this material world so that I annihilate the miscreants and save the pious, so that I can re-establish the religious principle. This is revealed in the Bhagavad Gita. Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhyathanam adharmasya tadatmanam sajamyaham paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkradam dharma samsthabanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. So whenever and wherever there is a decline of religious principles, when the Lord sees, when the devotee sees there are decline of the religious principle in this age of Kali, the Lord has to come down in order to re-establish this dharma. So dear devotees, this is the most wonderful aspect of it. Lord is always there to protect his devotees. That's his primary duty. When the devotees are suffering in this world because of the reasons, external reasons and persecution on the adharmas, or whenever it grows and prevail, the Lord comes down to protect his devotees primarily. So similarly, seeing this, the age of Kali, the effect of the bad effect of the Kali is spreading everywhere. Then the devotees, especially Advaita Acharya Prabhu, who is none other than the expansion of Supreme Lord, is considered as the Mahavishnu and the Shiva, Sadashiva. The combined form of Sadashiva is the greatest Vaishnava, greatest devotee of the Lord, Sadashiva. Sadashiva means always in the Supreme Lord, always in the service of the Supreme Lord, always in the meditation of the Supreme Lord. This is known as Sadashiva. Shiva means all auspiciousness. Sada means always. Who has always that auspiciousness? One who engages, one who dedicated, one who devoted to the Supreme Lord will have only the auspicious. That's why Shiva's name is called Shiv, auspiciousness. He is always in the meditation of the Supreme Lord. Only those who are engaged in the devotional service can be auspicious. Otherwise, everybody else can be inauspicious or polluted in their consciousness. Only the one whose consciousness mind is free of all this contamination, they are generally known as Shiv, auspicious. So, Sadashiv means always auspicious. So, Sadashiv and Mahavishnu, the Madhvita Acharya is the combined form of Sadashiv and Mahavishnu. So, seeing this, everybody is following adharma everywhere. Even if that there are some devotees, some great devotees are there is no value for them because of these adharmis. All these sinful people, contaminated people will always have revenge against such people. Even though they try, they cannot. So Advaita Acharya and then all the various other devotees, they understood that only Lord can save us. Lord can save this world. Only Supreme Lord can, come down and teach and preach and transform the people, especially in this age of Kali. Then Advaita Acharya prayed the Supreme Lord. When the devotee prays, the devotee sincerely prays to the Lord for the benefits of all the other people. And every day, Advaita Acharya was offering the Ganges water on Tulasi leaves to the Shalagram Shila, the Hungar, and the Advaita Acharya's Hungar. It was revealed, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu revealed this in Mahaprakash Leela later time. Just because of Advaita, you called me down. So come down. I came down here in this world. So that I take this position of a devotee and then teach this sannyasa kristamachanda, to teach the principles of the devotion. So I took this form. I came down as a form of a sannyasi so that I can execute devotion at the same time, exemplifying so that others can take up this process of devotion. So when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu manifested in this world because of the calling of Sri Advaita Acharya, so devotees. So another reason, when the devotee prays for the Lord, requests for the Lord, so then Lord comes down. Another reason for the Lord's appearance, to fulfill the words of the devotee, fulfill the prayers of the devotee, desires of the devotee, not always there. So always remember these devotees. But is always there for the devotees. He is Sri Krishna Akarshani, he is Bhakta Valsala. He's very dear to his devotees. He's very, very dear to his devotees. So there are various reasons Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami revealed in this chapter the appearance of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So then we will go a little further from the verse 60th onwards, and we'll discuss a little bit more on it. So this is where the Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami further says, the sinful life of the living beings results from ignorance. So where it starts from like this, Jivere kalmasha tamo nasha karibare anga upanga namanana astradhare. As mentioned that, the sinful life of the living beings results from ignorance. The devotees, what is ignorance? Ignorance means devoid of this transcendental knowledge. One who doesn't have this transcendental knowledge, always understand that he's in ignorance platform or the mode of ignorance or tamoguna, because there is no light there, right? There is no light. Sometimes people say that his tube light is still lighting. That means not lightened up. So why? Because of there is every darkness is there. There's no light in the consciousness. That means there is no knowledge about the Supreme. There is no knowledge about this beyond this material nature. This is called darkness or ignorance. So this affects our consciousness. That means he is devoid of all the transcendental knowledge. So that's where, when a person is in ignorance or in tamoguna, he engages in all sinful activities because he does not know what he is doing. He cannot discriminate. Thinks everything is good, everything is fine. There is no repercussions. There is no consequences. So he can engage in any abominable activity because of his ignorance. That is called tamoguna, darkness. Tama, it means darkness. He is in ignorance or in darkness. He does not know what he is doing. So on the other hand, with the mercy of these acharyas, Guru Srila Prabhupada, great devotees, they reveal this transcendental science to us. And they tell us there is a Supreme Lord. He is the controller of everything. And Mayadhyakshena Prakriti Suyade Satiracharam Hedunanena Kaunteya Jagat Vivrivartate, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita. I am the superintendent, but people doesn't understand this. They think that they are under Maya, they are under the darkness, they are under the ignorance. They cannot even think beyond. Because of they are under the pool of this darkness, they don't see the light. But by the mercy of the Lord and his devotees, we get some understanding. Yes, beyond this our material conceptions of life, beyond this material modes, there is a transcendence. There is a spiritual realm. There's a spiritual world, which, as Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, my abode, na tad bhasedo surya na shachanga na pavagha, idi gatva na nivartande tadhama paramam mama. Krishna says, my abode never illuminated by sun or moon, na tad bhasayado surya, na shashanka, na pavagha. Idigatwana nivartande. One who comes to my abode will never return back into this material world. So we should understand this. We are wandering in this material world, one life after one life after one life. No doubt into that. But ignorant does not understand this. Ignorant thinks that, okay, this is my body. As soon as I die, then done. There is nothing beyond it. This is gross foolishness. This is because of our darkness. But as we all know that, we know that there is a brain, but we don't see it, but we experience it. We know that there is an electricity. When electricity is there, that means when a bulb is lightens up, we saw that there is an electricity, that's when the bulb is, lighting. Like a magnetic potency, we know that when two magnets, attach each other, we know that there is a potency out there, but we don't see it. That hence means that it's not there. So everything is there. Similarly, the spirit soul is there because of the spirit soul presence that everything manifests. That I am speaking right now because of the presence of the spirit soul. Otherwise, I'm dead. Nothing works, nothing functions in the body. Everything because of the presence of that soul within us. Entire universe, each living entity works as per that, the spirit soul in it. Similarly, entire universe, there is a super soul, Paramatma in it. In my body, in my Atma is there, but in the universe, there is Paramatma. He's spreaded everywhere. He's pervaded everywhere. And also his potency is expanded everywhere. He's known as Brahman. So there is Atma, Paramatma, Brahman. And then also he is also known as Bhagavan. He has a personal form. Like we have a form sitting here and speaking or listening. Similarly, Lord also has a form, but in the gross foolish eyes, with the gross body, we cannot see it. But we experience our senses, we experience our mind, we experience our intelligence. Similarly, that also there. And also we have a form. We have a Sushma form, Sushma Sharir and Stula Sharir. Like also we have an Atmiya Sharir, which is beyond this material conceptions of the life, which is beyond the material mode of the nature. But it is there. So that's why the Atma, which we don't see, even by telescope, we cannot see the Atma, which is that minute. And can you imagine that? Then how we can see that everything? So, but we experience that everything. The presence of the soul we experience as long as we live, but we don't see that. When the soul leaves the body, we don't see anything. So this is the difference. So a transcendental person, a knowledgeable person can understand this. So similarly, the Lord is there. We are wandering in this world of one life after one life after one life after one life. And then the persons also are sinful, cannot see this, is in ignorant. So the Lord's appearance, Lord comes down in this world. The devotee's Lord appears as Guru. Externally, he is known as a spiritual master. Internally, he is known as the Chaitya Guru. Lord is so merciful. Lord manifests in this world to eradicate all the ignorance from us, so that all living entities, because of all living entities, are part and parcel of the Supreme. We have belongs to that Supreme potency. We have belongs to that Supreme Lord. But because of our ignorance, we don't realize and understand this. We wander in this world and suffer in this world. But Lord is so merciful. When a parent see their children are suffering, then naturally parents will naturally get compassionate and naturally get whatever the parents can do to come out, take out from that suffering, that they would do. So similarly, the Lord sees that their children are suffering in this world because of the ignorance. The Lord comes down, like a parent personally comes down and take that person out from this. So Lord comes down in the form of a devotee. Lord comes down in the form of a spiritual master. Lord comes in the form of Lord incarnate in this world. So we just went through the Narasimha Chaturdashi. Lord come to rescue that devotee, that protect that devotee. Prahlad Maharaj, Lord comes in the form of Narasimha Dev. So similarly, Lord can come in any form. There are innumerable incarnations of the Supreme Lord. It says that in the Srimad Bhagavatam, that we can count the sands in the shore of an ocean, but we cannot count the various incarnations of the Supreme Lord in this world. That many. So Lord comes in any form. So similarly, when Lord sees this one, the Lord comes down. To destroy the ignorance, he has brought various weapons, such as his plenary associates, his devotees, and holy name. So Lord brought down this one, the holy name. So this is the primary reasons of the Lord's appearance, to establish this holy name and his parshadas, his ankas, the weapons of his plenary associates, expansions. So this way, Lord eradicate this ignorance from the heart of the living entity. So how merciful, Lord is so merciful. That's why, dear devotees, it's mentioned that next 10,000 years is considered as the golden period. Golden period because of who is that golden avatar? Who is that golden incarnation? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. The next 10,000 years, the Gauriya Leela is going to happen in this world, and it's happening in this world. So we are all fortunate. Whoever comes in contact with this holy name, whoever comes in contact with his mission, whoever comes in contact with his associates, and as we know that Srila Prabhupada is the Senapati Bhakta of Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu, or the commander-in-chief of the army of Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu, the mission of Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu. That's why Srila Prabhupada could transform this world. Within 10 years, 108 temples around the world. It is by the mercy, the potency that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is giving, and Sri Srila Prabhupada executing it by that potency, that everything is transforming in this world. So we are so fortunate. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Leela is happening in this world right now. There is a temple, new temples are coming, new devotees are coming. So many devotees are going out, distributing the books, serving the prasadam, serving the mercy, and distributing this mercy very freely to everybody. Thousands of people are benefiting and coming out from their ignorance, from the darkness, and come to this Krishna consciousness, and they benefit, they relish their life. So this is the only solution in this age of Kali. Harir Nama Iva Kevalam. There is no other way. Harir Nama Iva Kevalam. Kalau Nasteva, Nasteva, Nasteva. There is no other way. Nasteva. There is no other way. Gedaranyada. In order to attain the Supreme Lord, there is no other way. So that's why Lord appears in this world to eradicate all these sinful reactions, ignorance from the people, so that they can come to Krishna consciousness. He says that Bhaktira Virodhi Karma Dhara Va Adharma Tahara Kal Akalmasha Dama Se Mahatamaha. The greatest ignorance consists of activities, whether religious or irreligious, that are opposed to devotional service. They are to be known as sins or kalmasha. So this is the greatest knowledge that one can attain, dear devotees, that the greatest ignorance consists of activities, whether religious or religious, that are opposed to devotional service. Understand this. Take it in your heart. If you are not able to engage in the loving devotional service of the Supreme Lord, we are the greatest misfortunate people in this world, unfortunate people in this world, and that's the greatest ignorance in this world. If you are not able to engage in loving devotional service, that loving devotional service consists of that Sravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Padasevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakyam, Atma Nivedanam. If you are not able to engage in any of this devotional service, consider that we are the most unfortunate people in this world, most ignorant person in this world, because we are so selfish. Our false ego, ahangar, is in the Supreme. And there we cannot see anything. This timirandasya, jnana timirandasya. Our eyes are completely covered with this timira, these cataracts of ahangar, ajnana, ignorance. There is no other way. So this way, but if you are not engaged in the loving devotional service of the Supreme Lord, your devotees, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami says that he is the greatest ignorant person. For any activities he does, is the ignorant activities. But on the other hand, the person engages in the loving devotional service of the Supreme Lord is the most fortunate person in this world. Most fortunate. He is the most knowledgeable person in this world. That's why Sumeda Saha, Ekne Sankirtana Prayer, Ajandige Sumeda Saha. Those who are intelligent person take up this process of devotion. Sumeda Saha. We know that there's the opposite of Sumedasa called Durmedasa, means that's an ignorant person. Contaminated person is called Durmedas. Sumedasa means intelligent person, he understands. So it's very important that the devotees we take up this transcendental verse like this. Then further Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami says, Bahu Tuli Hari Bali Prema Drishtiye Chaya Kariya Kalmashanasha Prema De Bhasaya. Raising his arms, chanting the holy name, and looking upon all with deep love, he drives away all sins and floods everyone with the love of Godhead. So when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu manifested, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was chanting the holy name when he raises his arms, chanting the holy name and looking upon all with deep love. This is the quality of a devotee, quality of a great personality, especially the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He comes down to Padida Pavana Prabhu Tava Avadara, in order to raise everybody from the fallen condition life to that level of understanding that engage in the loving devotional service. So raising his arms, standing with the holy name and with looking upon each and everybody with a deep love. Considering that everybody, every living entity is part and parcel. We know that when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was passing through the Jarigan forest, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was passing, all the animals, including the tiger, the deer, the lions, everybody coming together, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told them, chant Hare Krishna. They were chanting, they were dancing together. And this is what is the holy name. This is what is the transformation. This is called transcendental realm. There is no enmity. The lions and the deers and the oxes, and the cows, everybody comes, the deers, everybody comes together and chanting. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu chanted and danced the holy name, everybody else is because of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu enthused everybody. So even the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu could enthuse even the animals. Then that same Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, can inspire and enthuse each and every living entity in this world. That's what is happening, dear devotees, in this world. It says that Nagaradi Grama Sarvatra Pacharo Moranam. Each and every town and village, the holy name of Krishna will be chanted. This is the prediction of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu mentioned that? Because of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is infusing this transcendental potency everywhere, and it's freely available, it's freely distributing to everyone. Whoever is fortunate, whoever comes and takes up this, they are the most fortunate. That's why this golden period. So this is the Gauda Leela is still going on. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu looks deep, everybody's eyes with deep love. He drives away all sins and floods everyone with the love of Godhead. That's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came up with this understanding of Prema Pumarto Mahan. One should develop this love of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Love for the Supreme Lord. There is no other. All the Purusharthas or the regulative principles cannot compare with the love one can develop with the Supreme Lord. So, but one who take up this holy name, engage in the loving devotional service, one who is in contact with this mission of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, then everybody else can, all their sins can be eradicated and one can develop this, floods everyone with the love of Godhead. One can develop such a love for the Supreme Lord. That's why we can see that there are so many devotees. When Srila Prabhupada came to this country, and then mostly initially whoever is associated with the Srila Prabhupada was just hippies, and they didn't have any idea about the Lord. They didn't have any idea about the Supreme Lord, any idea about Krishna. They just took literally the words of Srila Prabhupada. And Srila Prabhupada didn't do anything, didn't do any preaching. Only Srila Prabhupada did was under the tree, Tompkins Square Park, there is a Krishna tree. Under that tree, Srila Prabhupada just simply chanting the holy name. These devotees came just to see and listen this holy name. And just by hearing that holy name, dear devotees, they are attracted to Srila Prabhupada. They followed Srila Prabhupada. Within 2-3 months, they got initiation. They started to chant. They get up in the 4:30 a.m. in the morning. They started to read and the chant here, Srimad Bhagavatam going out for good distribution. Within 1 year, they started another center in San Francisco. How is this possible, dear devotees? They were eating meat. They were killing all the abominable activities, all the, breaking all the regulative principles, illicit activities, everything. But just by the potency, the hearing of the holy name from the great devotee of the Lord, Srila Prabhupada, then within months, they all transformed to a great devotee. And they started another temple within an year in San Francisco. There they arranged the first Yatra over there. This is the potency that it eradicates all the sins, and it gives that love of Godhead to everyone. And they were chanting and dancing, and then thousands of people arrived. Thousands of people participated in the Yatra. Everybody was dancing and chanting, and Srila Prabhupada was there personally. Seeing this, Srila Prabhupada was so jubilant, and Srila Prabhupada climbed on the chariot and started to dance, come down, and then so many wonderful things. This is what it is. One can get into the ocean of love of Godhead, full of love of Godhead, can develop by chanting, just by engaging this and understanding this science. All we need to do here and chant the holy name, dear devotees, one can develop such a love, pure love for the Supreme Lord. They would dance in ecstasy. So then further Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami says, Smidalokas Shokam Hardi Jagatrayam Yasya Parido Giram tu Param Bhava Kushala Padalidam Pallavat Pallavyati Padalambakamba Pranayadi Nahi Prema Nivaham Sadeva Chaitanya Kridir Adidaram Na Kripayayatu. May the Supreme Personality of Godhead in the form of Sri Chaitanya bestow his causeless mercy upon us. His smiling glance at once drives away all the bereavements of the world. His very words enliven the auspicious cripples of devotion by expanding their lives. Taking shelter of his lotus feet invokes transcendental love of God at once. This verse is Didiya Sri Chaitanya Ashtaka 8 from the Stavamala of Sri Rupa Goswami. There is a beautiful book called Stavamala, the glorification of the Supreme Lord. So here it is mentioned that the same words from Stavamala, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami reveals this. May the Supreme Personality of Godhead in the form of Sri Lord Chaitanya bestow his causeless mercy upon us, dear devotees. Whomever we hear, if we hear about Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu, some way or other, little bit we are able to hear or read or hear Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's glories and the pastimes, dear devotees, we all can attain the greatest treasure of that love of Godhead. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu abundantly distribute this love of Godhead. Whomever a little bit of devotion to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that's why it says that great Acharya says that if you just say Gauranga, Nityananda, one can attain the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu. One can then develop the love of Godhead. That important it is. So it says, may the Supreme Lord Personality of Godhead in the form of Lord Sri Chaitanya bestow his causeless mercy upon us. Sri Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, re-quoting these words from the Stavamala and praying to the Lord that bless upon us so that we can develop this love for Supreme. His smiling face glance at once drives away all bereavements of the world. The devotees, that's why the Supreme Lord when appears, Gaura Chandra, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is known as Gaura Chandra. Chandra means the moon. When the moon appears, all the darkness goes away. And that we can see that when there is a full moon, and especially Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appears on the Purnima, that's why Gaura Purnima, on the full moon day. Why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appears on the full moon day? To signify that one who comes to eradicate the entire darkness from this world. That the full moon, the Purnima. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is known as Gaura Chandra. Wherever Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is there, the devotee Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is always there. Whoever chants the holy name, whoever engages in the loving devotional service in the age of Kali and sincerely serving the Supreme Lord, all the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's appearance is always there. When the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's appearance is always there, his glances, his smile, everything one can eradicate, that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu can eradicate all this darkness, all the ignorances, and he bereavements all the sadness of this world. And his very words enliven the auspicious cripples of devotion. And his very words, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu very beautifully glorified these 8 verses of Shishastakam. And one who hears every day, dear devotees, is Shishastakam, every temple of the ISKCON recite this verse every day morning, Shishastakam. So as is mentioned that one who hears the words of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and then auspicious creepers of the devotion expanding their lives, it sprout immediately. The devotion immediately sprouts from our heart. It creepers start and sprout, it started to give the leaves and the flowers and the fruits. It matures immediately. One who hears the words of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that's dear devotees. Srila Prabhupada always says that one should always worship Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sri Gauranitai. One who worships Sri Gauranitai, there is no doubt, no words, that everybody can attain this love of God and this devotion. That's why our greatest fortune in this age of Kali, one should always worship Sri Gauranitai. When you worship the Gauranitai, the love of devotion is guaranteed. There is no doubt into that. We should always take up this one. And that's in every temple that we have, every devotee's house, especially Vaishnava devotees, Gaudiya Vaishnava devotees, Gauranitai is worshipped first. Gauranitai can easily, freely gives this love of devotion. No other incarnation of the Lord can give that. No other incarnation. Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayade. Rupa Goswami compiled this. Mahavadanyaya, the most magnificent, beneficent incarnation. Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayade. One who can easily give this Krishna Prema. Dear devotee, don't think that this attaining the Krishna Prema is so easy. Krishna Prema is, as we know that Sri Rupa Goswami put that together, Radha Shraddha, Sadhu Sangha, Bhajana Kriya, Anartha Nivritti, Nishta, Ruchi, Bhava, Prema. Prema comes at the last, after all. And especially in this age of Kali, you know that how difficult it is. It's not that easy. But here, on the other hand, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared and manifested and telling, and Krishnadas Garaj Goswami, that we are devotee of the Lord, devotee of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, tells that one who hears the words of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, easily one can attain the Krishna Prema, the love of Godhead. Taking shelter of his lotus feet invokes the transcendent love of God at once. The love of Godhead means that Krishna Prema. Dear devotees, that's the perfection of our life. That's the perfection of that's purifying our existence. Just by taking the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that's why we are so fortunate. We are known as Gaudiya Vaishnavas. We are the followers of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That's why within 50 years of Srila Prabhupada, within 100 years of Srila Prabhupada, this thousands of people of the entire world is flooded with the holy name. None of the other religion or religious class or the thoughts of the schools of the thoughts could do that. It took 2,000 years or 1,000 years that even after the Jesus that, the spreading that the name of Jesus in the world. But within 100 years, even Antarctica, this holy name is chanted. In Arctic, the holy name is chanted. This is the potency of the power of the appearance of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu or the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. One should definitely, dear devotees, if you want to develop the love of God simply and easily, just one should take the shelter of the holy name, the shelter of the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Always you should pray to the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu to shower the mercy upon us. Before we chant the holy name, we chant the Panchatattva mantra, Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Seeking the mercy of the moment we say Gauranga, the moment we say Nityananda, the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu is easily come to us. The moment we see and pray the obeisance to Sri Gauranga and Nityananda, they are there to bless us, to take us to Krishna, to give us the Krishna Prema. So, dear devotees, this way we gradually develop that love of Godhead, Krishna, the Supreme Lord. So one should definitely, no doubt into that, especially in the age of Kali, that one to take the shelter of Sri Gauranitai. Gauranitai is so merciful. We know that the story of Gadai, Jagai, and Madai. And Nityananda Prabhu is so merciful that even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who comes here to freely give this holy name and the mercy to everyone, doesn't matter what is his qualification. He doesn't even look at what is his qualification of anybody. There is nothing such criteria like that. All we need is actually whoever just take up this Gauranga, Nityananda, that's it. Doesn't matter who he is. He may be a killer of a Brahmana. He's a killer of all abominable activities. He's the most sinful person. But one who takes up this holy name, The Gauranga, Nityananda, dear devotees, he definitely guarantee that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu shows the mercy upon such people, and he will take up this holy name in his own life, and he will not be go down because he will attain the service of the Supreme Lord of Krishna. Even Jagai and Madai can get the service of the Supreme Lord. Then the people over here that willfully come and contact and take the shelter of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will not have the mercy and the devotional service to the Supreme Lord. We definitely will attain that, dear devotees. So this way, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is so wonderfully mentioning the external reasons of the appearance of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Sri Anga Sri Mukhyaye Kara Darshana Tara Papa Kshaya Khaya Paya Premadhana. Anyone who looks upon the beautiful body or beautiful face becomes freed from all sins and obtain the wealth of love of Godhead. Remember, dear devotees, who is saying this? Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami was direct darshan of Sri Nityananda Prabhu. Anyone, says, anyone who looks upon the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's beautiful body, beautiful face, becomes freed from all sins and obtain the wealth of love of Godhead. Dear devotees, it is our great fortune in this age of Kali, and especially we are hearing this, the transcendental truth and the absolute knowledge that which from the Caitanya Caritamrita, which is considered the highest of all the scriptures. Within this text, and the transcendental truth is revealed. And especially in this age of Kali, dear devotees that want to take up the shelter of the Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu says that one who looks upon Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the lotus face, body, beautiful face, and becomes freed from all sins, dear devotees. One can easily go and take the shelter, whatever the condition, whatever the sinful reaction he has. All we need, dear devotees, just go in front of the Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu. Pray for him and pray that please give us the love of Godhead. Only, O Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, you can give this. Nobody else can give this. And there are so many verses out there. Only Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is so merciful. He does not look at the merit of any person. He gives to everybody. Jare deko tare khavo Krishna Upadesh. Nityananda Prabhu, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu mentioned to Nityananda Prabhu and Haridas Thakur. You go out, whomever you see, whomever you meet, tell them that Jare deko tare khavo, tell about Krishna to them. See that? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is so merciful in such a way that even whomever you see, but according to the scripture and revealed scripture mentioned that we should not give this to Shudras. Those who are blaspheming the devotees, we are not speaking this holy name to everyone. But here, on the other hand, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, whomever you see, give this. That's the difference. Because of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Mahabhadina, is the most munificent. Is most, who is the one who comes down to Patita Pavana to eradicate, to elevate one from the fallen conditioned soul. Patita Pavana. Patita means fallen. To elevate from fallen condition stage. So, dear devotees, this goes like this. It's so beautifully, so wonderfully. One should take up this. It's not an ordinary words. This is from the Caitanya Caritamrita, who is Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, is a Manjari, who is a close associate of the Supreme Lord, who comes and revealing this to us. And if we don't take up this, dear devotees, that's our greatest misfortune. Our ignorance has mentioned that. So please take up this. And only in this age of Kali, there is no other way. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu is so merciful. All we need to do is just take the shelter of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu, and rest is assured. And they would make sure that we develop the love of God, and we get the opportunity to serve the Supreme Lord, engage in the loving devotional service to the Supreme Lord, chant the holy name, and all this, and want to develop that Krishna Prema. That's what is we needed to attain. Go back to Godhead in Golok Vrindavan and associate with Krishna eternally. So this is the fact is revealed here. So wonderful. Chaitanya Caritamrita is so wonderful. And is the greatest of all. And we have such a fortunate fortune that, we have opportunity to go and listen to this. So thank you so much being here. And let's see if there are any comments or any concerns. Anything you would like to add? Dear devotees, please go ahead. Any reflections? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna, Dandot Pranam, all good Srila Prabhupada. Yeah.
Hari Bol Prabhu. So Prabhu, that you in the beginning of the class you mentioned that a lot of sastric reference there for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's appearance.
Yeah.
So what is the Vishnu Sahasranama? Where is that? That is in the Mahabharata or somewhere?
Yeah. Vishnu Sahasranam is actually the Shanti Parva. That's where the Mahabharata. That's where the Veda Vyas is actually compiled. So when in the Mahabharata, when Bhishma Dev was on the arrow bed, on the deathbed of arrows, this is the time then the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna and Yudhishthira Maharaj and the Pandavas, they all came to see Bhishma Dev. That's the time all the sages, including this Vyasadev, including all the Asita, Devala, Vyasa, Narada Dev, all the great personalities, everybody, Agastya, everybody came together when the Lord comes down there. So this is the difference when the Lord and the devotees are there. Devotees understand the greatness of that. They come together and they hear. So that's the time then, as soon as Bhishma Dev saw the Supreme Lord in front of him, Bhishma Dev started to glorify the Supreme Lord. That's a Vishnu Sahasranamam. He started to glorify, he started to call out the name of the Lord in thousand ways and expanding and glorifying the quality of the person, quality of the Supreme Lord in face, looking at the face of the Supreme Lord. That's why Vishwas Vashatkara Bhuda Bhavya Bhavat Anadindanam Dhyanam Sarvaloka Maheshwaram Suhurdam, likes that. There's so many words. And in that goes on likes that in the mention that Sri Bhishma Dev, Vyasadeva was compiling this, Vyasadeva was their presence. Suvarna Varna Hemango Vadanaf Chantanangadi, Suvarna Varna Hemango. And that same Vishmadev was glorifying that you come in the golden complexion. Devotees understand this, dear devotees. Prahlad Maharaj understood when he was 5 years old just by the touch of the Lord. Dhruva Maharaj understood just by the touch of the Lord, by the conch of the Lord. So one who comes in contact with the Lord, of course, Bhishma Dev was in contact with the Lord, was a great devotee of the Lord, Supreme Lord. Vidura was a great devotee of the Lord. Devotees understand this. That's why the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's appearance is also very confidential. Devotees understand this. So like that, yes, that is then this is mentioned in the Mahabharata. And that's where the Vyasadeva compiled this Vishnu Sahasranama. And, say Sanyasaka Chamachanda, Sanyasaka, it will take, and Vishmadev said, you will take the, as a position of the sannyasi in order to preach, in order to teach the importance of this loving devotional service to the people. And especially in the Kali Yuga, to take up this holy name because of Lord invested all his potency in his holy name.
Yes, Prabhu. Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam. So
Thank you.
got information, Prabhu. So that's I heard that a lot of in the YouTube anywhere they're telling that Vishnu Sahasranama, but today I understand that this is coming from the Mahabharata.
Yes, exactly.
Hari Bol Prabhu.
Very
Dandavat.
good. Yeah. Thank you.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, nice
Hare
class.
Krishna. Thank you.
I have missed in 43. Today you did not mention, but it is I have missed it because I was not here. Naya Grodha Parimandal. Naya Grodh, meaning of what is a Naya Grodh?
Yeah. So this is actually the Lord's beautiful form. So there is a symptom, a very great personality, Naya Grodha Parimandal, because of it's mentioned that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was usually the great personality when they come. They're extremely beautiful. They're extremely, their length and the breadth and the hands which touches the knees, their ears, and she likes that. So many angas, so many symptoms, which shows that. So that's called Parimandal. So which reveals itself that this is a great personality. It's not an ordinary personality. It's a great personality. So whenever great personality comes down, As soon as they appear, there is a great symptoms for that, and there is a certain marks on their footprints and the hands and in the faces and everything. So angas and all. That's called Nyaya Grodha Parimandal. Means that covers, which covers everything, Nyaya Grodha Parimandal, which covers that the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared as not an ordinary person. So this is as per the scripture. So it's all matches with that, all the marks and all the symptoms.
And the meaning of Upang means their Parshada?
Parshada means associates, close associate, Parshad.
Yeah, but Upang means their close associate.
Ubanga, yes. Uba means like, suppose just for an example, the Nanda Maharaj is known as, then Nanda Maharaj's brother is known as Upananda. Okay. So Nanda and Upananda. So similarly, one who closely associate with like Anga and Upanga. So like Nityananda Prabhu and Advaita Acharya is called Angas, the limbs of the body, and also whoever is connected, associate with Nityananda Prabhu and then Advaita Acharya, they are also known as Upa Angas. So one who associate, one who assists the other. So Upa, like that. Yeah.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you. Okay.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Very nice lecture,
All
Prabhu.
verses. Yeah.
Quick question, Prabhu.
Sure.
When yadha yadaya dharmasya in pavitra nama, you referred that, right? When that dharma is deteriorated, Bhagavan takes avatar and come back, come here.
Yes.
So, according to our Gaudiya Sampradaya, the worst of the Kali Yuga is already done, because that is the deterioration of dharma, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took place, birth as Krishna Bhagavan, as a Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the Kali Yuga, in one avatar, one yuga, right? Or he may come again in the Kali Yuga.
Yeah, there is. It's not necessary that there are many kinds. So there are Yuga avataras, Manvantara avataras. There are so many avataras manifest there. That's why the avataras incarnation, we cannot. There are innumerable incarnations. Lord comes every time. It's not that, but only the devotee, only those who are intelligent, those who are connected, related to the Supreme Lord, sees that. This is Lord's comes. Lord's, so many times, sometimes good happens, sometimes good people are there. Like, that's why it is mentioned that in our scripture, like head of a family, those who are Dharma, he represents the Lord. Spiritual master represents the Lord. Indra, the demigod, represents the Lord. These are also anyway position. And the king of the country represents the Lord. So in so many ways, the Lord's potency, Lord's expansions are there in order to maintain. That's why Lord is known as maintainer. He maintains it. Yes, there are some prominent incarnations, specifically like Yuga Avataras, which comes, right, manifest in this world. That's in order to establish the Yuga Dharma. So every Yuga, the Avataras comes to establish Yuga Dharma. So like that in the Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapara Yuga, and Kali Yuga. Kali Yuga Dharma is, Yuga Dharma is Sankirtana. The Harinama Sankirtana. Harinama is the Yuga Dharma of this age of Kali. And similarly, there is in the Dwapara Yuga, the Dharma of the Dwapara Yuga was the deity worship. So it was established. And then before that, the Treta Yuga, it was fire sacrifice. That was the Dharma of that Yuga. So then there is, Lord appears as, in the form of Yajna. That's what is Lord's another form, incarnation mode Yajna. Then there is meditation. That's why the Lord appears as the Naranarayanas. So many incarnations out there. So meditation about the Lord. So Lord established this dharma so that people can take benefit of it. But that doesn't mean that only one avatara is coming. So also Kalki is there yet to come. That's also Yuga avataras. Yuga comes. But whenever, that's why Krishna says that. Krishna says very clearly, whenever and wherever there is a decline of religious principles. See? Whenever and wherever. That's not that, only this particular time I would come. No. Whenever is possible and wherever is possible, Lord comes. But yada yada hi dharmasya glanam bhavata bharata abhidhanam adharmasya. Abhidhanam, to eradicate, to re-establish abhidhanam adharmasya. Tadatmanam sajami, I manifest there, I come there. That's why Lord maintains, Lord balance everything out. Whenever some good things happens and re-establish everything, that Lord's hand in it. Somehow or other, Lord's presence is there. Lord maintains that in quickly. Otherwise, everything will be ruined in this.
Okay.
Lord's hands is always there. So, but on the other hand, generally, then paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya dushkritam dharma samsthapanarthaya samabhami yuge. That's another. There are 6 kinds of avataras. There is Yuga avataras, there is Manvantara avataras, then Shakti Avesha avatar. There is another avatar called Shakti Avesha. That means Lord empowers. Like just for an example, Srila Prabhupada. When Lord Ram was there, Parshuram was there. That was a Shakti Avesha avatar. Vyasadev, Shakti Avesha avatar. For Kumaras, Shakti Avesha avataras. Naranarayana Rishi, Shakti Avesha avataras. So there is Leela avataras, 22 Leela avataras. So there are innumerable Shakti Avesha avataras. Lord empowers. And there are 2 kinds of Shakti avataras. Lord himself comes down, and as well as Lord empowers others as well. So this way, this maintains this world in so many ways.
Thank you, Prabhuji. So, but most of the Dashavatar, the prominent Dashavatar,
Yeah, yeah.
happened in Satya Yuga only, Prabhu?
No. Like just for example, this Dashavatara is the prominent one. In the Bhagavatam, there are 22 avataras, especially. And then Dashavatara actually compiled by the Jayadeva Goswami. Is it called? This is basically this is a Leela avataras. This
Okay.
Dashavatara, general, but 22 Leela avataras mentioned Bhagavatam, but Dashavatara Stotra, like Jayadeva Goswami mentioned that prominent ones. Even Leela avataras, prominent ones. So Malsya avatar is actually Malsya, Kurma, Varaha, Narasimha, Vamana, Parashurama, Sri Rama, then Balarama, then Buddha and Kalki. Right? This was the order of it, right?
Yes.
So Sri Krishna, it's everything comes from the Sri Krishna. So Matsya, especially in the beginning of that Satya Yuga, pretty much Matsya Kurma. Then Varaha. Then Narasimha. Narasimha was also towards the end of Satya Yuga.
Yes.
Yeah. Then Vamanadev. And then after immediately the beginning of Treta Yuga. Then Parashurama in the Treta Yuga. Sri Rama appeared in the Treta Yuga, right? Then Balarama appeared in the Dwapara Yuga, right?
Okay.
Then Buddha appeared into the Kali Yuga, and then his Kalki is going to come as the end of the Kali Yuga. So this is prominent Leela avatars, especially. So all yugas are there. So this repeats actually. So there are 2 Varaha avatars. There is Rakta Varaha and there is Shweta Varaha. So those who are in the 2 different, Manvantaras even. There's Shweta Varaha and Rakta Varaha. Shvedavara comes into the first Manvantara. Raktavara comes later after that. This all changes in various Manvantaras and various yugas. It's all comes. These are the prominent ones.
Understood, Prabhu. Thank you. What is the question?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji,
Hare Krishna,
until the
Mother.
Kalki avatar comes, like there is no other avatars in the which we are going to they are going to manifest, or no? We don't know.
The Kalki is already been manifested, but when the time comes, Lord will come down and then Lord will take in charge of it. But it's mentioned as per our scripture, Kalki is already been there, already been taken birth.
Oh. Okay, Prabhu.
Yeah. So there is a specific mention. There is a mention the names of father and mother and the Kalkis and whom the Lord is going to take birth. And it's mentioned in the Bhagavad. I think it's, I forgot the name.
Prabhu, Kalki already took birth already?
Yeah. Kalki is already taken birth. And then, in due course of time, whenever is needed, that's why Lord says, whenever and wherever there is a decline of religious principles. That's why Caitanya Mahaprabhu appeared in the beginning of Kali Yuga because of the dharma is declining that time. So
But it's
Chaitanya
more
Mahaprabhu,
declining now, right, Prabhuji? More and more it's getting worse.
more and more declining. Yes, that's the
Yeah.
time Lord wanted to come with the sword. In the beginning, Lord come with the Parshadas, weapons of so that Lord can take up, Padidapa, Lord can take everybody back to Krishna. But when that time is gone, and it was become so rampant and so, dark, so much other mass. The Lord will, instead of this weapon, Lord takes the sword in his hand. And it says that on the horse ride, Lord will take up that and then annihilate all the miscreants. But at the same time, he will save the pious, he will save the devotees. So, as is mentioned, that we never know Lord will come, but be a devotee.
ફોન કરશું કાલે. દાદા ક્યાં છે પણ?
So, yeah, so yes, that's true, Prabhuji, and true. That's true. It's as per the Srimad Bhagavatam, the Lord has already, Kalki has already been taken birth.
Okay. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you. Yeah. Anything else? Anybody else? Any other comments? Any other question? It's so wonderful, so beautiful that we go through, we understand this transcendental science, the truth, absolute truth, that, we're so fortunate that we have this opportunity to, be becoming part of this Chaitanya's mission. The Gaura Leela is still going on. And we have the good fortune and the greatest opportunity to serve Srila Prabhupada in so many ways. Serve his devotees, serve his disciples, and Gauranitai deity in front of us. Go and serve Gauranitai in so many ways. And then this develops, it gives us such a great, the love of Godhead for Krishna. This is our greatest fortune, dear devotees. Don't miss this. There's no other time for any yugas that we can get. Because of this called golden avatar, golden yuga, golden period of all one day of Brahma. That's why we have this opportunity. One day of Brahma, we never will have this kinds of opportunity in all other. One day is by 8.64 billion years. In out of 8.64 billion years, can you imagine that we have this shortest, time period that we have the opportunity to hear, to understand Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu? No other time that one can come closer to the Caitanya Mahaprabhu. That's why there are various other aspects of, cult of, there is various ways of devotion. But in this age of Kali, in this 8.64 billion years that we have this, we just passed 500 years and then another 9,500 years. This is called golden period, and we are the most fortunate. We are very close at 500 years, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is right in front of us in our temple. And Sri Chaitanya Srila Prabhupada and Srila Prabhupada's disciple, and we are all the grand disciples of Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada was very closely associated, like Chaitanya Vinod Thakur, Sri Satya Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. All these greatest Vaishnavas, we have such a wonderful opportunity that we are so fortunate. Don't minimize this. Some way or other, if you have the opportunity, dear devotees, that somehow to practice, to chant the holy name, to serve Sri Chaitanya Srila Prabhupada, all we need to do is nothing but we can derive great mercy from Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu, just serve Srila Prabhupada, because of that's our duty, that's our dharma, to serve the devotees of the Lord, or serve the devotees of disciples of Srila Prabhupada, or the disciples of the devotees of the Srila Prabhupada. Somehow or other, we serve that the dear devotees, we derive great mercy. As Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that. Navam Mipra Navara Nacharabadur Nagam, likes that. I'm not a Brahmana, I'm not a Vaishnava, I'm not a Vipra. But who is that? Gopi Bhartru Padaka Malaya or Dasanu Dasa. I'm the servant of the servant of the servant of the devotee who have the devotion to that Bhartru Kamalaya, that Gopi Bhartru Kamalaya, that's Krishna. I'm that servant of that devotee. This is Srila Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Chaitanya Madamidam. This is the verdict of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So this is what it is. Whoever comes in contact, somehow or other, serve the devotees of the, this Gaudiya mission, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mission, they will derive great devotion from the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. They will attain the love of Godhead. There is no doubt into that. So that's very clear. So all we need to do is just pray to the Lord, pray to the devotees, pray to Srila Prabhupada. Please show that devotee so that we can serve that devotee. This is our mode. Okay? Great. Okay. Anything else? So we have so many wonderful services. We have so many wonderful opportunities. Many devotees serving the Lordship so nicely. Some are making the garlands for the Lord. Some are, cleaning the temple. Some are cooking for the Lord. Some are distributing the books for the Lordships and Srila Prabhupada, and serving and cleaning, and so many sanghas, so many association preaching, and so many. So this event, just we take up this Lord's name, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's name, just like that, the devotees can derive great benefits and mercy. So never ever think otherwise. Always seek for the service, devotional service. Devotional service means engaging in the loving devotional service. That means we develop love for the Lord. Quickly one can develop the love for the Lord, derive the great mercy of the Lord, and especially who is pleased? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is pleased. He is the Lord of this universe now. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the Lord of the universe in this age of Kali. And Jagannath Ji also the Lord of universe, Jagannath. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the forefront and gives this mercy to everybody, everyone. So always take up this without any doubt, without any, reservation. Okay, thank you so much. Anything else anybody would like to add before we conclude? And hear anything from Vasanta Mataji and Kanike Mataji?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
No questions, Prabhuji.
Thank you. Okay, so let's conclude. So let's pray to the Vancha Kalpatarupasya Kripa Sindhubhyeva cha Padidanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Vaishnav Vrinda ki jai. Gandaraj Sri Caitanya Caritamrita ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
Shri Gauranitai ki jai. Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu ki jai. Gaura Premanande Hari Hari Bo. Thank you.